Diane took a couple chicken breasts out of the freezer this morning, but when it came time for dinner, neither one of us felt like having chicken breasts. So we decided that I would just dice up the chicken like so. I buttered up some tortillas inside. I had the griddle warming up. I'm going to do up the chicken. I'm going to bring out the tortillas, brown them up, put some cheese on them. We're going to do some chicken quesadillas. Tag along. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we get the griddle up to about our cooking temperature, which for what we're doing today is going to be in the 350 to 375 range. Toss down a little avocado oil. Get that spread around. Get ready for our chicken. All right, now we're going to pause so you get the good sizzle sound. Right, here we go, sizzle. And that's just about the best part of griddling right there. Just that sizzle when meat hits the griddle surface. That sizzle sound, I love it. Of course, then the second best thing about griddling, maybe the first thing about griddling, is you get to play with your food. Maybe that goes back to childhood when your parents told you not to play with your food. Now you get to griddle, you get to play with your food. It's kind of like a license to play with your food. Anyway, I digress. All right. Work the chicken a little bit, make sure it gets up to close to where you want it to be in temperature. Alright, now it's time to take care of the big chunks of chicken. Has some pretty good sized pieces in there, so I'm going to chop those up. Alright, I know some of you are looking at the paint scraper I have there. I never have taken the time or spent the money to get myself a real good food grade chopper. So, I just go to the hardware store, big box store, pick myself up a paint scraper. And I've been doing that for years. I guess one of these days I'm going to break down and go get a real food grade chopper and scraper of some sort. But for now, this will just have to work. Alright, so the chicken's about where I want it to be, so it's time to turn off the burner, and then we'll move the chicken up into a corner that might be a little bit cooler. But you know what? What we're using here is the Traeger Flatrock griddle, and this thing has such even heat all the way across. You can't really say I'm going to move it to a cool spot on the griddle, because really, it's really pretty uniform all the way through. That's one of the things I really love about this Traeger Flatrock. Alright, time to lay down the tortillas. Now remember I said I already buttered these inside the coach, so now all I need to do is just lay them down on the griddle and let them brown up a little bit on that one side. Won't take too long. While they're browning up, I'm going to go ahead and lay down the cheese. So I'm using a quesadilla cheese here, it says. So I cut this bag open inside the coach. I cut this bag open inside the coach. I thought I cut the bag open inside the coach, but we're not going to let it get the best of us. So now we're going to spread the cheese out around on the tortillas, and don't be shy. Use all you want. Cheesy is good. Alright, that's enough of that for now. So let's go ahead and grab some of our really fancy American cheese in the plastic wrapper. That's alright, no shame here. Not everything you use has to be fancy, deli cut. Just use what you have on hand. Actually, we very seldom have this on hand, but we had it today, so that's what we're going to use. Just go ahead and lay down that American cheese on all three tortillas. I didn't have a lot of American cheese, so I am just putting it on half the tortilla, which I always say put cheese all over, but we didn't have enough to do that, so we're going to make do with what we have. Half the time, that's what we do. We just make do with what we have on hand. Instead of making a run to the store or planning a meal, we just kind of wing it sometimes, and it works out. Okay, let's take a look at the tortillas a little bit. They're looking pretty good. They're starting to brown up. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's been bugging me that I had a little bit more cheese left in that bag. So we're going to go back, toss a little bit more cheese in over that American. You can never have too much cheese. Nobody's ever going to complain about having too much cheese. If they do, they're not human. So don't worry about it. Just throw that cheese on there. And then you're just about ready to start putting on your protein. And of course, for us right now is going to be chicken. But before we do that, let's take one more peek. Look at that. That's looking good. We're happy. We are happy. Okay. Now it's time to throw on the protein. Now, Diane doesn't like chicken that much. It doesn't really agree with her 100%. So we're going to throw a good amount of chicken on 2 of these. Now you'll notice I'm putting the chicken on half the tortilla now. Not like the cheese where I put cheese on the entire tortilla. So there's 2 tortillas with a decent amount of chicken. Now we're going to put a little dab on this one because this will be the one that Diane eats on. And she doesn't want a lot of chicken, so there you go. Now let's go ahead and fold this over. Oh, look at that. That is almost perfect. How's this one look? Yes, give it a little bit of a pat. Let's check this one here. That is almost perfection. Now we're going to get ready to flip this over here in just a second. Now we did let that sit for about 30 to 40 seconds before we flipped it. Yeah, that about got away from me. There we go. There you go. Look at that. The other side looks perfect too. Give it a little press. Oh yeah, that one's a little browner, but that's really good right there. I'm happy. Okay, time to plate them up. Go inside and have a little bite to eat. What do you think? Look good? You want to come over and have some? Let me know down in the comments down below. You want to come over and have a chicken quesadilla? Let's throw Diane's on here and we'll head inside. Alright, this is Diane's. I never cut these things like they cut them at the restaurant. I don't know what's with me. I just never seem to get it right. Oh well, doesn't matter. Look at that. There's yours, Diane. Here's mine. Didn't put much chicken in yours, just a little chicken. Look at that. Ooey gooey cheese and chicken. Oh yeah. That's good. Okay, time to clean up my kitchen. Those were darn good quesadillas. Now, I don't know if it looked like it in the video, but they were very, very cheesy and just the right amount of chicken. And I have some chicken left over for something tomorrow. We'll figure out what that will be, but it won't go to waste. There's a few tips I have for you as far as making a good quesadilla. Number one, be sure to butter one side of your tortilla. So when you put it down on the griddle, it'll brown up real nice for you. Number two is put cheese over the entire tortilla. I see a lot of people just put cheese on one half. I guess it works out okay. I like to put cheese on the entire tortilla and use whatever cheese you want. As you saw, we used 2 different cheeses on our tortillas tonight. But put whatever cheese you want to put on there, but put it on the entire tortilla. Then when you put your protein on there, whatever meat you put on there, whether it's hamburger or chicken or whatever, then you can put that on one half of the tortilla. Now, we just kind of did cheese and chicken. That's what we had on hand tonight. Bell peppers, we love putting bell peppers on them too, so whatever you want to put on them, there's no wrong or right way to do it. And then when you fold over your tortilla, it's going to be nice and brown on both sides. Press it down a little bit. Give it a few seconds, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. And then you can flip that quesadilla over, press it down a little bit more, let that cheese melt a tad bit, and it's basically ready at that point. So, they are really, really easy to make. And obviously, very, very good to eat. So, there you go. I'm going to finish cleaning the griddle here. So I'm going to ask you again, if you enjoy our videos at all, how about considering giving a thumbs up? Maybe leave a comment down below. Is this how you make quesadillas? Do you make it any differently? I'm open to ideas. Maybe consider hitting that subscribe button as well while you're here. As always, have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.